So I got some really terrible news. I'm not going to stream tonight. I know, please don't get upset. I know you really like it. I know you absolutely love my live streams, but I'm not going to stream tonight because number one, I'm not feeling very well. I feel kind of ill. I don't know what's with me, but hopefully I'm going to recover. And secondly, I need to go to my mom early in the morning tomorrow because it's Easter. So I'm going to my parents. Yeah, I'm an Orthodox Christian. Well, I'm an atheist, but my parents are Orthodox Christian. And we're celebrating Easter properly. All right, we know how to worship Christ, unlike the other heretics who had Easter last week. So to all the Greeks, Romanians, and other Eastern Europeans, happy Easter from me. Again, I'm an atheist, don't really believe in it, but I don't want to spoil the people's mood. If you are celebrating, I wish you a happy Easter. Now, with that said, as a good Easter present, Tommy Robinson's UKIP account got nuked. And I was like, okay, so what's the news? Like, okay, someone fucked with Tommy. You know, what is new? You know, like, news is something newsworthy, something that is different, something that is a major happening that did not happen before. The people at Silicon Valley, they all wake up with boners and every day they decide to fuck with Tommy. So something newsworthy would be the day that they don't fuck with him. That would be what surprises me. But no, like someone nuked Tommy's account. A lot of people were pointing out that there was nothing that he said which was in violation of the Twitter, but we might know who the culprit is. Seems to be this rabid blue check mark. Tell Mama UK. I'm not even kidding, that's what it's called, Tell Mama. I don't know why these leftists have these childish words when they're doing their activism, like hope, not hatred, and like Tell Mama, you know, like names that a kindergartner would come up with. But yeah, so Tell Mama UK apparently is an organization where you can report an anti-Muslim incident. With the name, phone number, location, and they're also mentioning that retweets are not endorsement. So they posted this to the Twitter. This is a violation of your platform. Given that UK politicians have put social media companies on notice, you need to act on this flagrant bypassing of your own term and condition. And also Robinson using armed forces in video. Using you mean taking pictures with soldiers? This is called, So, if I take pictures with policemen, I will be using law officer? What if I take pictures with feminists? I would be using feminism? Ow. Shit, I had an aneurysm. I tried to understand this. But yeah, so apparently Tommy took a picture with soldiers and this is bad. It violates Twitter's terms of service? Someone in the chat explain. I don't understand. I have seen many things and I have tried to make sense of a lot of them. But this one is bewildering. So anyway, apparently after this tweet, like shortly after his account got banned, maybe it has something to do with it, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? But shortly after, Carl of Swindon also got his UKIP account shut down. Now, I am reading Carl of Swindon's account because I'm reporting on it, right? So I was keeping in touch. With Tommy, I don't know very much. I wasn't even aware he's running. I still don't know. Like, he had an EMP account or something. I hope he is running. Would be interesting. But with Carl of Swindon, I was following the account and I didn't notice anything that would violate the terms of service. In fact, the person who was in charge, I understand, was incredibly politically correct and very careful not to say anything that might disturb. So this banning is very peculiar. And what's even more peculiar is that if you use the iOS in order to access the now banned account, the first party that you're being recommended is the Brexit party. I would say it gets the noggin jogging, doesn't it? We need to call Scooby-Doo and the noggin jogging crew again to figure this shit out. Very interesting, right? You'd almost say that this is election meddling, that it's election interference, but it's not the Russians that do it, so it's fine, eh? You know what's interesting? A lot of people are probably cheering this and they're happy. Think about this. What if it's your politician next? Like these people, both Carl of Swindon and Tommy of Robinson, yeah, real name Yaxley Lennon, they're not arrested. They're not on trial. There's no judge that is saying that they committed a crime. And, you know, because of the crime committed, they have their social media account taken out. No, I want you to think about this thing. People who are convicted of pedophilia. People who manage to get on the internet and become sexual predators, they go to prison. And when they come out, they can still use social media. They're not getting Alex Jones, are they? Very interesting, is it not? Oh, that again gets Scooby-Doo, jog his nog, along with Velma, Daphne, and the crew. And here's another thing that's interesting. People keep saying it's a private company. I've never heard of private companies. Maybe they do, but I never heard of private companies interfering in elections like this. Never heard like the phone company deciding, yeah, we don't like this politician. We think he's a problem. We're going to cut his phone line. Did you hear about something like that? Because I didn't. You know, maybe it happened. Let me know. Maybe in your country, not in mine. Banks saying, yeah, we don't like this this presidential candidate. We don't like this person. We're going to cut off his bank accounts. The electric company. Oh, maybe that's a utility, so it doesn't count, right? And maybe social media should be a utility. Because here's the thing. You got two choices if you want to be fair about it. If you care about democracy, unfortunately, there's two choices. Number one, because of the power that social media has gathered, because of the influence that it has, everyone should use it. Number two, only some people get to use it, and that means that by default is going to interfere with democracy and it needs to be shut down. You gotta have both. You know, I prefer the first one. But, you know, we're probably not going to get either. We're probably just going to get them playing favorites, and heaven forbid the establishment and the people in power are going to decide that the presidential candidate or the politician you support is problematic, because they're not going to be on social media anymore. And they're going to be at a massive disadvantage than everyone else. It's like going on a race where everyone is supposed to run and everyone has a car and there's one person on foot because the car company says, no, you're a bigot, you don't get a car. You know, good luck winning the race by running when everyone else has one. So yeah, that's the real problem and that's the issue. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. No one issued a statement yet. Obviously, there's going to be a big kerfuffle over this. There's going to be some people very upset. I, for one, am glad that it happened, to be honest. I know it sounds weird, but I'm glad because this makes him a martyr. This is going to open the discussion for this. And a lot of people that are now pissed off at the way Silicon Valley is treating people are going to vote. You know, it's not like Twitter was that important for them anyway. They have bigger platforms than Twitter. Twitter is nothing. So, you know, like they legitimately have... And it's important that they win, in my opinion. It is, because if it shows, if you send the message that even with these tactics, people don't back down and people go vote, they're not going to do them in the future. They're going to find out that the tactic isn't effective. If the tactic is effective, they will do it. Simple logic. Yeah, so the important thing is to go out and vote, right? Like, if you're a supporter of these people, don't just say, well, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to go out that day. I got more important things to do. I know every vote counts, especially in these types of elections. So I'm really going to be interested. At this point, I hope that he wins just to see the salt. Like, it's going to be so salty, you know? And I watched this guy's channel. He's not a danger. He's not an extremist. You know, yeah, sure, he says some slurs and some vile shit, but he never did any crime, you know? He never did anything illegal or immoral or anything like that. So it's really disgusting to see the level of smear and the articles that just keep coming and coming, you know, because he decided to go into politics. And you have other politicians that don't get this, you know, because they will use the excuse, well, of course we're looking into your past now that you're going into politics. Bullshit, they don't do this to everyone. They don't do this to labor that much. You know, sure, there might be like a labor here and there, but usually it's like people who manage to step out the line, who get away from the correct path. and the media is just, you know, whipping their knee caps in order to make sure that they go back in line and they stand up straight. Let me know what you think. Again, happy Easter, everyone. And sorry for not making a live stream today. I'll try to make one tomorrow. And if I got any super chats, thank you for those as well. See what I did there? Am I not a slick oil salesman? Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now because I feel like I'm dying. So, see you guys tomorrow.